When we talk about fire safety and protection equipment, what are the things that comes to your mind? There are many things that can be mentioned. For example, fire extinguisher, fire blanket, fire hose reel, and others. But the thing that we want to focus right now is fire detector. Assalamualaikum, my name is Aina Farzana binti Muhammad Rizal, member of Safety and Health Committee team. My team member and I will explain about recommendation report for purchase a new fire detector. So I will start the introduction part. The Safety and Health Committee team conduct a site inspection around the building of the company. During the site inspection, we noted that there is a need to improve fire safety and building protection infrastructure. So we decide to focus on fire detector. So we recommend 2 new fire detector to improve our old fire detector, which is smoke detector. The reason we want to improve the fire detector because the smoke detector is very dust sensitive that can lead to the false detection. So the 2 fire detector that we want to recommend is the Firelight and Kiddy. Firelight is the flame detector while Kiddy is the heat detector. You might wondering, what are the criteria that have been emphasized in choosing a new fire detector? So there are 4 criteria of comparison that have been emphasized in choosing a new fire detector, which are cost comparison, option comparison, function, and source of energy. Other than that, there are several requirements that we must follow. First, the budget must not exceed RM650. Second, it must come with the available option such as sensor, fireproof plastic material, and wireless fire alarm system. Third, it must able to send signal to the alarm panel without produce the false detection. Lastly, source energy of the fire detector capable of operating for a longer period and durable. So that's all from me. Firoz will continue for the discussion of the criteria and comparison part.
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Virus Hariza binti Ramid. So I will continue to explain to you in part of discussion. So the first part that we will discuss is cost. As you can see on the screen, is table 1 is cost comparisons between flame detector and heat detector. So the criteria that include in the cost is first one, best price, sensor, material, fire alarm system. So to summarize from the table 1 is one of the key points why the flame detector is recommended than heat detector is that the best price is RM180, while the 3 options we needed cost RM380. The overall of cost of the flame detector, therefore, is RM560. On the other hand, the total cost for heat detector is RM620. It has best price RM65 with option costing an additional RM555. So, in conclusions, the flame detector is more preferable because it less costly and offer the best price compared to the heat detector. So let's continue to discuss in the second part, which is the options comparisons. The option comparisons between flame detector and heat detector. So the first criteria for option comparisons is the sensor, material, and the last one is fire alarm system. So to summarize from the table 2, options comparisons between these two is both of type of fire detector vary not only in price but also in what price include. Flame detector has an advanced IR flame detector that is more accurate compared to smoke and heat detector. It also has a common advisable fire alarm system. As for the material, both of the fire detector have fireproof plastic material that avoid detector from burning. On the other hand, the heat detector has wireless fire alarm system that can detect the presence of heat. Based on the comparison that we made, flame detector is more preferable because of the high accuracy or detection of fire and has good false alarm rejection capabilities. That's all for me. So Shahida will continue to explain more.
Thank you, Fairuz. Assalamualaikum and good day, everyone. I'm Shahida. I'm going to talk about another two criteria in selecting a fire detector, which are fire light and KD. The first criteria is the functions. Based on the statement requirement, we need to select a detector that should be able to send signal without creating a false alarm. Fire light responds to a radiant of emission from a flame. So the first and perhaps the most consideration when selecting detector is that they accurately identify the flame. It is also work to minimize the risk of fire in extremely hazardous environment. Let's move on to the KD, which is a heat detector that is used to detect heat or any substantial increase in temperature which may indicate a fire is about to break out. It is also work to alert everyone to evacuate the building as soon as possible before the fire become bigger. For my explanation earlier, we can see that these two types of devices have the same purpose, which is to send signal to ring the building alarm. Thus, both detectors meet the criterion that we required. The last criteria is source of energy. So, why we choose source of energy as one of the criteria in selecting a fire detector? It is because energy is essential for the detector to work. Based on the table I provided, the flame detector required a power supply or wire, and heat detector need to use a battery. We recommend to use a flame detector. However, some people may argue that a heat detector is more easier to handle than flame detector. But you need to know that it will be more cost on buying a new battery, and we do not know when the battery is run out. Hence, flame detector is long lasting and convenient for us than a heat detector. At the end of my explanation, there are 4 criteria that we choose in selecting a fire detector. Now I will pass to Nazian for the conclusion part.
Thank you, Nur Shahida. Now I will proceed on the 4.0, which is the recommendations part of the report. To summarize, both of the fire detectors are in the range of the budget limit. However, the price of the fire light is cheaper than the heat. This is because the price of the fire light is only 560 ringgit Malaysia. However, the price of the TV is 620 ringgit Malaysia. Next is in terms of the option available. The firelight is preferable. This is because the firelight fulfills 2 out of 3 of the criteria that are given. Furthermore, for the functions, both of the fire detectors are fulfill the requirement given. This is because both of the fire detectors are able to send the signals towards the fire alarm control panel and also ring the building alarm. On the other hand, even though the source of energy for the KD is the battery, which is much more easier to handle rather than the firelight, but there will be an additional cost that are needed in purchasing the new battery when it is out of energy supply. Therefore, the decision in purchasing the firelight is still the best decision. This is due to the source of energy for the firelight is the power supply or the wire, which is more durable and more long-lasting. In conclusion, our team recommend to purchase the firelight detector as it can fulfill all of our desired criteria based on the research that's being done as compared to the ED. By having the new fire detector, in case if there is a fire emergency in the building, the employee can be alerted and evacuate from the building immediately. Thus, it can avoid any unwanted accidents from happening towards the employee. If these recommendations need your approval, on behalf of the Safety and Health team, I will schedule preliminary meetings with the firelight company for the further discussion. That's all from our team. Thank you.